All right, let's go back into some jump math. Expressions and equations, 8-5, the fifth lesson of reducing fractions. Reducing fractions are equivalent fractions with fewer parts in the whole. You can reduce these fractions by combining equal parts of the whole to make fewer parts. So instead of having 6 over 8, I can divide both by 2 and have 3 over 4. Use division to find a reduced fraction. So here they've already given us the divisors. 15 divided by 5 is 3, 20 divided by 5 is 4. The reduced fraction is 3 over 4. 15 divided by 3 is 5. 24 divided by 3 is 8. We have 5 over 8. 30 divided by 6 is 5. 42 divided by 6 is 7. 5 over 7. You guys can do C at home. The factors of 12 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. The factors of 18 are 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, and 18. The greatest common factor is 6, and that is why we divide both by 6. So in here, the greatest common factors of 10, 1 times 10, 2 times 5. The greatest common factors of 15, 1 times 15, 3 times 5. That's what equals 15. 5 is the common factor. So 8, I know I can do 1 times 8, and I'll write it out this way so you can see. I can also do 2 times 4. For 12, I can do 1 times 12. I can do 2 times 6. I can do 3 times 4. What's the greatest common factor? 4. 27, I can do 1 times 27. I can do 9 times 3. 36, I can do 1 times 36. I can do 6 times 6. I can do 3 times 12. And I can do 9 times 4. So therefore, our greatest common factor is 9. A fraction is in lowest terms if the greatest common factor of the numerator and the denominator is 1. 3/4 is in lowest terms because the greatest common factor of 3 and 4 is 1. 6 over 9 is not in lowest terms because the greatest common factor of 6 and 9 is 3. Write the greatest common factor of the numerator and the denominator. Circle the fraction if it is in lowest terms. All right, they've already done 9. The common factor is 3. They did B, 5 and 7. The greatest common factor is 1, lowest terms. 10 and 5. The greatest common factor is 5, not in lowest terms. 3 and 8. The greatest common factor is 1. That is in its lowest terms. 3 can only be 3 times 1. 9 and 14. Well, 9 can be 3 times 3. 14 can be 2 times 7. The greatest common factor they have, again, is 1. 1 times 9, 1 times 14. Greatest common factor for 14 and 28. Well, it can be 1 times 14. It can be 2 times 7. This can be 2 times 14. 14 is the greatest common factor. To reduce a fraction to lowest terms, divide the numerator and denominator by the greatest common factor. Find the greatest common factor of the numerator and the denominator. Divide both the numerator and the denominator by the greatest common factor. All right. As you can see, number 4, there's 8 questions. They've already done A. I will continue B, C, D. E, F, G, and the bonus can be done at your leisure on your own paper if you like to. The greatest common factor between 15 and 20 is 5. So therefore I do 15 divided by 5, 20 divided by 5, and that gives me 3 over 4. The greatest common factor of 18 and 24. Well, let's look at this. 1 times 18, 1 times 24, 2 times 9, 2 times 12. I can do a 3. 3 times 8. 3 times 6. So I can say the greatest common factor is 3. So I can do 18 divided by 24, or 18 over 24 divided by 3. That gives me 6 over 8. Guess what? It's not the greatest common factor. I can still reduce this. If I take 24 further, I can do 4 times 6, meaning that 6 would be our greatest common factor. So 18 divided by 6 is 3, 24 divided by 6 is 4. $12 and $27. Let's see, I can do 3. $12 divided by 3 is 4. 27 divided by 3 is 9. And there's our reduced fraction. All right. Add or subtract the fractions or reduce your answer to the lowest terms. 3/8 plus 3/8 is 6/8. I reduce by 2, I get 3/4. 7 minus 1 is 6 over 12. I can divide both of these by 6, and my answer is 1 over 2. 6 divided by 6 is 1, 12 divided by 6 is 2. Let's go do in D. 7 minus 1 is 6 over 9. I can divide both of these by 3, so my answer is going to be 2/3. All right, number 6, add or subtract the fractions. You will need to find the lowest common denominator of the fractions, reduce, and show your work. Well, the lowest common denominator is going to be 6, so I don't do anything to this, but this would be times 2 plus 1 over 6. So that's going to be 2 over 6 plus 1 over 6. That's going to equal 3 over 6. Now I can reduce this, so I'm going to divide both top and bottom by 3, and that's going to give me 1 over 2. So my answer for this is 1 over 2. Let's look at C. 1 over 6 plus 1 over 12. Well, the least common denominator is 12. 1 times 2, 6 times 2, plus 1 over 12 equals 2 over 12 plus 1 over 12. That equals 3 over 12. So 3 over 12, I can reduce. Greatest common factor is 3. That gives me 1 over 4. So C is 1 over 4. All right. Let's look at number 7. Zach thinks that a fraction in its lowest terms Zach thinks that a fraction is in its lowest terms if he cannot reduce it any further. Is he correct? Yes. That's the idea of reducing fractions, to get to the point to where you can no longer, and where the greatest common factor of the numerator and I probably spelled that wrong, and the denominator is 1. And that is all, as next will be multiplying fractions.